Hello, Seiiti Arata. You certainly have dreams. Your great goals in life, the objectives you want to achieve, the things you want to conquer. But if you have been trying to make those dreams come true for a long time without ever succeeding, I have to warn you. If your dream is not on your calendar, it will probably never come true. The calendar is one of the most powerful productivity tools out there, but we hardly ever take advantage of using the calendar to its full potential. A calendar is simple, free, and efficient. A properly used calendar can turn a neglectful person into someone punctual, organized, and productive. And mostly it can make that dream that has been on your head for a long time come true. But in order for this to happen, you need to use the calendar the right way. And that right way requires you to take 3 fundamental steps. 1. Adapt the use of the calendar to your specific routine. 2. Create a reliable system with important information and events. And 3. To automate it to always receive the right information at the right time. Let's look at each one of these 3 steps in detail, but first, a warning. All of the features we'll see here can be found in practically any calendar app. It can be Google, Apple, Microsoft, paid apps, anyone with multiple calendars, recurring events, and alerts will work. The only thing that doesn't work is a paper calendar, and soon you will understand why. Your calendar must adapt to your life and not the other way around. The first step to using calendars in the most productive possible way is to adapt its use to your personal routine. There are lots of rules on the internet about how to set up a calendar, saying a lot of things about what you should and what you should not do. Some people say, for example, that only the commitments that have a certain date and time should go into the calendar, and that all the other tasks should go to the to-do list. On the other hand, other people say that you should schedule your whole day on your calendar, including moments of rest, so then you can see and know how balanced your life is. Now, what is the right rule? None of them. There is no single model that works for all people because everyone's routine is different. Imagine a doctor who works in a private clinic a few days of the week and in hospitals in other days. That person will have a completely different need than a retailer who opens, closes, and has lunch at the same time every single day. That is why the first step is understanding that your calendar must adapt to your life. And in order to do that, you must ask yourself if your calendar is doing the basic job of a calendar. And what is the basic job of a calendar? It is to help you to be where you should be at the moment when you should be. If you have a very simple routine, you can even keep that information in your head. But for most people, it is practically impossible and certainly unproductive to remember all of one's commitments by heart. So choose a calendar app and put it in an outstanding place so it is very easy for you to see. Add shortcuts to it on your cell phone, on your work computer, on your laptop, on your tablet, on your smartwatch, and whatever you could have access to it. I don't usually recommend specific apps because, well, there is no better or worse apps. It is you who needs to experiment one by one until you find out the one that is the most convenient for you. Practically all calendar apps have the same function, so you can choose the one that you like the best. If the app that you have chosen has, an option for widgets, you can try using one of those widgets on the home screen of your cell phone or of your computer. Once you have chosen the app, then you need to adapt it to your routine by creating different calendars, different agendas, one for each area of your life in which you have commitments. And then you can set up each one of these calendars with a different color. For example, you could have a calendar for professional obligations, another one for personal goals, a different one for your studies, another one for finance and investments, another one for birthdays, anniversaries, and will depend on the number of responsibility areas that you have in your life. And the reason for you to be dividing your commitments into several calendars is so that you have a better visual organization, as each calendar will have a different color. So it will also help you to focus on just one area when it is necessary. Apart from that, you can also set up different notifications for each calendar. so you have your system with much more flexibility. For example, you can set up your professional obligations calendar in a way that it will send you a notification in your cell phone. And at the same time, you can set up your birthday calendar in a way that it will never send you notifications. Over time, you'll adapt the usage to your routine. But the important thing is that this first step is that these calendars are ready to work on your specific routine as a reliable source. They'll let you know what your upcoming events are. Turn your calendar into a reliable system with events and important information. After setting up your calendar according to your specific routine, the second step is turning that calendar into a reliable system. See, if you take your cell phone and then you open your calendar app when you wake up, you need to be sure that you have registered all the important obligations that you have for that particular day. That is a reliable system. And that is why it must be very easy to add new information to your calendar. If opening the app and then adding the event and setting up the notifications, if this is too complicated, over time you might start leaving some holes in the calendar until it is no longer reliable. A way to solve this is to set up shortcuts using voice assistants and learning to use natural language when you're adding the events. In the productivity world, this is called quick capture, which is the easiest possible way to add information to your system. There are some calendar apps that are integrated with other systems. You can explore those possibilities to make the capture even more simple. For example, you could send an email to add an event, or you could use browser extensions, or you could even integrate your calendar app with different apps, with an app that you use to have online meetings, for example. Whatever makes your system more reliable and easier to add inputs is worth exploring, even if you try it a little bit and then you discard afterwards. Every small gain of a few seconds is worth it, because over the years this can add up and result in a considerable gain. For example, if you use Google Chrome, you can just type call.new and the address bar and a new page will open. It's gonna be very easy for you to add a new event. But beyond simply registering the event, you can take advantage of the description field and you can add other important information about the event. For example, if you're going to a conference, don't only type what is the date, the hour, and the conference name, and that's it. No. Take advantage of the tool. You can copy and paste more details about the description of the event, like the names of the speakers, the place, any other relevant, important information. And that way, you don't need to be searching for that in your email software or somewhere else in order to have access to that information on the day that the event is taking place. You can leave it all inside of the calendar itself to make your life easier. And if you have doubts about what must go and should not go into your calendar, just let me give you some advice. The first and most obvious thing is that events with a specific date and time should go to the calendar. That includes doctor's appointments, work meetings, commitments, any other such event. You can also include into your calendar the tasks that you want to do, but you don't have time for. For example, if you have the dream to open your own business as a source of extra income, you know that there are a lot of preparation steps that you need to take in order for this dream to come true. So it would be very important for you to take some time of your day to dedicate to those dreams. Even if those things don't have a specific time and date to happen, the truth is that they will never happen if you don't block a specific time for that. Do you really want to make your dreams come true? Then setting apart some time in your calendar can make all the difference for that to happen. Do you need to lose weight and you can't? You can set apart some time in your calendar to learn more about what a healthy diet is, as well as how to cook in a different way. Not a good weight loss is exactly about that. Do you want to learn something new and you don't have time? You have to set apart some time in your calendar to study in an efficient way, with deliberate practice. Intelligence Arata Academy is exactly that. Do you want to make money with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies? Then you need to learn how everything works in order to have a safe strategy. This is what we do in Diamond Hands, the newest course at Arata Academy. To do all of that, you need to set apart some time in your calendar. If you want to do something and you can't find time for it, you need to manage your time to do all those things. If you set apart time for other people, in your calendar and you don't leave any time for yourself, you have to be satisfied with the crumbs of the remaining time. Automate your calendar to receive the right information at the right time. The third and last step to master your calendar is using notifications, automations to receive information at the time that you need it. This is the advantage of using digital calendars. If you have an appointment with a psychologist every Monday at 10, well, you just need to add that recurring event once, and then your calendar will remind you about that commitment every week. You can even receive an email or have a daily alert on your cell phone at the beginning of the day to remind you to look at your calendar. And that alert can be useful at least until doing it becoming a habit, a part of your morning routine. It is important to be clear early in the morning what your most important events of the day will be. But you still need to be reminded about certain events when they're getting near. And that is why whenever you are about to register an important event, remember adding one or more notifications to remind you about that event before it happens. For example, if you have a job interview on Tuesday at 3, you want to be reminded about it on the day before, so you can prepare for it. You can choose the clothes you will wear. You can check the route to the location of the interviewer. You might also want to be reminded a second time about it on the day of the interview itself, let's say 1 hour earlier, so you can leave the house at the right time to be punctual. There is no single rule about the time for those notifications. It depends a lot on the kind of the event, the place where you live, your personal needs. But pay attention, because usually we make a very optimistic estimates about our own time. For example, we believe we're going to be at a certain location at the city within 20 minutes, but it actually ends up taking half an hour, even 1 hour, depending on the traffic. That is why, especially when you have commitments that involve other people, try to be more pessimistic on your time estimates. Being on time is a sign of respect to other people's time. It gives a good impression that you are an organized and committed person. Even if you arrive before the estimated time, you can take advantage of the extra time to prepare yourself for that commitment or to do more simple tasks on your phone while you wait. Also, take into account the events you need to prepare for in advance. For example, if you have a birthday party on Saturday, you might want to receive a notification on Monday so you can buy the gift online and have enough time for the present to arrive before the party. That is using automation in an intelligent way and always receiving the right information at the right time when you need it. These are the 3 steps that you need to take in order to use one of the most efficient productivity tools out there. First, set up your calendar according to your specific needs. Second, turn your calendar into a reliable system with events and important information. And third, use notifications to always receive the right information at the right time. If you take these 3 steps, you start seeing your calendar not as a work tool full of commitments and tasks, but as a true guide that shows you in a very visual way how balanced your work, studies, and leisure are, as well as how much time you are devoting to the old dreams that never get to come true. The calendar is an important piece for any time management system, but even so, it is only a piece. In order to have a complete time management and productivity system, you need to fit your calendar into other essential pieces. You can discover what these other pieces are by watching a class right now from Productivity Ninja, checking the link arata.se/time management.